Hello and welcome back to the amplification process of the traveling wave tube amplifier. So let me continue from the previous session where I have stopped. So I told you the bunch electron that is being emerging from the attenuator that will induce a new electric field with the same frequency. The field in turn induce a new amplified microwave signal on the helix, and the amplified signal can be taken out from the RF out section of the helical structure. Okay. So let me continue from here. The mathematical analysis of the amplification process. I can tell that the motion of electron in the helix type traveling wave tube that can be quantitatively analyzed in terms of axial electric field. Okay. So if the traveling wave is propagating in this z direction, the z component of the electric field can be expressed in the form of E of z, which is nothing but E1 sin omega t minus beta into z. Okay. So now I will write that one. The motion of electron in the helix types type traveling wave tube can be, as I told you, can be quantitatively analyzed in terms of what? In terms of the axial electric field. In terms of the axial electric field. So if the, as I told you, if the traveling wave is being propagated along z direction, wave propagating in the z direction, I can write the z component of the electric field can be expressed as what? E of z can be E1 sin omega t minus beta p of z. In some book it can be written as beta k of z. Okay. Sorry, k p of z. Anyway, don't bother about that one. Both are same. So Ez is nothing but electric field in the positive z direction. Electric field in the positive z direction. E1 is nothing but magnitude of the electric field in this direction. E1 is the magnitude of the electric field in z direction. Okay, in the z direction. Okay, omega, as you know, is at the angular frequency. And beta p, or otherwise in some book it can be indicated as kp, which is not but phase constant. Okay, and as I told you, if t equal to t naught at z equal to 0, the electric field assumed maximum. the electric field is assumed maximum. Okay, if t equal to t naught and at z equal to 0, the electric field is assumed to be a maximum. So you have to note that beta p, or I can call it as kp, beta p or k suffix p can be written as or okay, or kp can be written as what, omega by vp, omega by vp, small vp. So in some book it can be written as vp or vp dash. Okay, here I will just write as a vp dash, so that it is clear. Okay, or don't bother about the notations. So call it as equation number 2. So vp dash or vp is nothing but axial velocity of bp is nothing but axial phase constant, that already can call it as axial phase constant of microwave, and vp is nothing but axial phase velocity of the wave, axial phase velocity of the wave. Okay, now I can write the equation of the electron, or the motion of the electron, equation of the motion of electron, equation of motion of the electron is given by, that is MEA. I can write it MEA, or in your normal textbook it is given as m into dv by dt. A is nothing but acceleration, must be equal to minus q, or you can write as E, small e, E1 sin omega t minus beta p into z. Call this equation 3. In your book it is given as m of dv by dt is nothing but minus E, small e, capital E1 sin omega t minus beta p of z. Both are same. Okay, no problem. Instead of E I have written q. Instead of dv by dt I have written a, acceleration. Okay, so I will just explain that is what, instead of m I have written me. I will write me or m, small m, is nothing but mass of electron. A is the acceleration, of electron. Okay, and q, charge of electron. Okay, q is nothing but charge of electron, and acceleration is given by, acceleration can be given as A is nothing but dv by dt, or in general I can write dv dash by dt. Call this equation 4. dv dash or dv, both are same. dv dash by dt or dv by dt, both are same. Okay, no problem. In your book it is written as dv by dt. Okay, so v dash is nothing but velocity of that we already know, velocity of electron. Okay, so I will put equation 4 in equation 3, put equation 4 in equation 3. Anyway, equation 3 you know, that is me into a. Okay, this is nothing but equation 3. Put equation 4 in equation 3, we get what, me dv dash by dt is nothing but minus q E1 sin omega t minus beta p of z. Call this equation number 5. So now the velocity of the electron is given by velocity of electron. Now the velocity of electron is given by v dash is nothing but v naught dash plus ve dash cos omega et plus theta e. Call this equation number 6. Okay, cos omega naught et plus theta e. So I can write v naught dash, I write all the things. V naught is the velocity of DC electron, velocity of DC electron. V dash is nothing but magnitude of velocity fluctuation, magnitude of velocity fluctuation okay, and omega e angular frequency of fluctuation, angular frequency of fluctuation. Theta e is nothing but phase constant of fluctuation, phase constant of phase constant of v naught plus ve cos omega et plus theta. Okay, that is correct. Phase constant of fluctuation. Okay, you just take in equation 6 v naught dash is constant. In equation 6 v naught dash is constant. You just take the derivative of equation 6, taking the derivative of equation 6, we get what? dv dash by dt equal to d by dt of ve dash, because it is nothing but ve dash, because v naught dash is constant, so that term will be 0, cos omega et plus theta e. So what is this one? dv dash by dt is nothing but minus v dash omega e, cos is nothing but minus sign, so that is not I have written a minus here, sin omega et plus theta e, called as equation number 7. Okay, dv dash by dt, just verify that one, equal to minus v e dash omega e sin omega et plus theta e. Okay, so you put equation 7 in equation 5. Put equation 7 in equation 5. What we get? We get what? me v dash omega e sin omega et plus theta e can be written as QE1. Equation 7 in equation 5. Equation 5 is nothing but QE1 dv by dt. What? Right? dv dash by dt. dv dash minus and minus with cancel. It will be me v dash omega e sin omega et plus theta e is equal to QE1. QE1, because this minus and that minus will cancel, QE1 sin omega t minus beta p, or set QE1 sin omega t minus beta p offset. So call it as equation number 8. Okay, me ve dash omega e sin omega e t plus theta e equal to QE, which is equal to QE E1 sin omega t minus beta p. Okay, that is correct. So now let the electron travel at a distance of z. Now let the electron travel a distance z. So distance is related to velocity, that already you know. Distance is related to velocity, that is distance travel equal to velocity into time period. Velocity into time period. So distance travel is as v, velocity is as but v dash into time period. I will call it as t minus t naught. Call it as equation 9, where v dash is nothing but velocity of electron. Velocity of electron due to velocity modulation process. Due to velocity modulated process. Okay, and small t is nothing but instant at which electron reaches at a distance z. Velocity modulated process, and t is nothing but instant, as I told you, instant at which electron reaches, say what I told, electron reaches at a distance z, at a distance z, and another is t naught, which is nothing but initial time period, initial time period of the motion of the electron, of the motion of electron. Okay. So, but the moving electrons are interacting with the electric field, that already you know. Moving electrons will be interacting with the electric field. To do this process, to do this interaction, what happened? What we have to do? The velocity of the electron is made approximately equal to the DC velocity of the electron. In order to have the interaction between the electrons, moving electron beam electric field, what we have to do is the velocity of electron is to be made approximately equal to that of velocity of DC velocity of electron. Okay, that I will write. But the moving electron are interacting with the electric field. Moving electron is being interacting with the electric field. So to do this, interaction, the velocity of the electron is approximately made equal to the DC, made equal to the DC velocity of electron. Made equal to the DC velocity of electron. So I can write V dash is nothing but V naught dash. So then equation 9 becomes Z is nothing but V naught dash T minus T naught, called as equation number 10. So put this value in equation number 8 putting PUTTING, okay, putting this value in equation 8, we get what? ME V dash omega E sin omega ET plus theta E must be equal to Q E1 sin omega t minus beta into z, beta p into z. What is that? V naught dash into t minus t naught. Call it as equation number 11. Okay. So now you compare both sides of equation 11. Comparing both sides of equation 11, we get ME V dash omega E is nothing but Q E1. Call it as equation number 12. And V dash is nothing but, I can write from here, V dash is Q E1 by ME into omega E. Call it as equation number 13. What? M suffix E into omega E. Okay. You call it as equation number 13. So, just 1 minute. Some papers are there. So, what happens? Equation 13 is nothing but the velocity of electron beam, that is directly proportional to the magnitude of electric field intensity E1. Right? Equation 13 shows that the velocity of electron beam is directly proportional to the magnitude of electric field. Sorry, magnitude of electric field intensity, that is given by E1. Okay, magnitude of electric field intensity, that is given by E suffix 1. So again from equation 1 minute. Equation 11. Again from equation 11 we get what is equation 11? We get sin omega E t plus theta E is nothing but sin omega t minus beta p v naught dash into t minus t naught. Okay, other part I also I will write, that is sin omega E t omega A t plus theta E equal to sin omega t minus beta p v naught dash t minus t naught. Okay. Therefore, sin omega E t plus these all things are not there in the book. Okay, this is sin omega t minus beta p v naught dash of t plus beta p v naught dash of t naught. Okay. So sin omega E t plus theta E can be written as sin, I will take t outside, omega minus beta p v naught dash plus beta p v naught dash T naught. Call it as equation number 14. Okay. So from equation 14, what I can write? Omega Et is nothing but T into, comparing this one, T into omega minus beta P into V naught dash. Okay. Or T and T get cancelled, omega, this T and T get cancelled, omega is nothing but omega minus beta P into V naught dash. Okay. Call it as equation 50. But from the equation 2, the previous equation I have written equation number 2, we can see, just see that one. What is that equation number 2? Bp, that is phase constant, Pp or Kp, is that but omega by Vp dash. Okay. So that I am writing here. That is, but from equation 2 we get beta P is nothing but omega by Vp dash. Therefore, omega is nothing but beta P into Vp dash. That is nothing but equation number 16. Okay. So putting equation 16 in equation 15, we get omega is nothing but omega is nothing but beta P, what is that one? Beta P Vp dash minus beta P V naught dash, or omega is nothing but beta P into Vp dash minus V naught dash, called as equation number 17. Okay. So now from equation number 14, what is 14? This one, other terms, theta is also I can take it from equation 14. If you are comparing other terms, equation 14, we get theta is nothing but beta P V naught dash into T naught. So these are the things, that is the important equations related to the what you called as comparing that equation 11, we can obtain all this equation, that is omega E, equation number 17, equation number, I can call this equation number 18, and Vp, what is Vp? E1 by something, somewhere we have written, yeah, Vp dash, so Q E1. So equation 13, equation 17 and equation 18, since that magnitude of velocity fluctuation of the electron beam is directly proportional to the what you called as a magnetic or called as magnitude of the axial electric field. Okay. So you will write a conclusion. It can be seen that the magnitude of the velocity fluctuation of the electron beam is directly proportional to the magnitude of the axial electric field electric field. Okay. So this is something regarding the amplification process of traveling wave tube, mathematical analysis of the amplification process of the traveling wave tube amplifier. So next we can see the conventional current as well as the what you called as the axial electric field, also conventional current I, small I. Okay. As well as we can derive the equation for the axial electric field that is being taking place that is being occurring in the what you call as your traveling wave tube amplifier. Okay. So I am stopping here. So in the next video lecture we can come across with the conventional current and axial electric field. Thank you.